every single time I would get down to a healthy weight and feel good in myself, I would then put it all back
Mm.
on plus more.
I'm on the road, it's my time, taking control of my life. I want to run the red lights, I've got to run this show.
Thanks for joining Miss Richie Barnett and Mel Abbott on the Recovery Project. And I've got to say, the best thing that comes out of our episodes in the last 15 times has been what people have been through and who they become because of it. And so I'm going to just push it towards Mel Abbott to introduce our next person on our show. So Mel, fire away.
Yes, so welcome Lorraine. Lorraine is joining us today with a fantastic weight loss journey. How many kilos did you lose, Lorraine?
So all up, it's probably over 40 kilograms.
Over 40 kilos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So massive, massive weight loss journey. And the thing with weight loss is it's not just about losing it, it's about then maintaining, a new healthy life. And Lorraine has done this as well. So we're going to have a fantastic chat about the journey, which is largely an emotional journey with weight loss, isn't it? It's not all about dieting. It's about the emotional journey, which is what our show is about anyway. So welcome, Lorraine.
Thank you. Thanks, Mel. Thanks, Richie. Thanks for having me on. I look forward to sharing my story with you.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about the background of how you ended up at that point of being 40 kilos overweight.
Yeah, so all my life, my weight has been up and down until the last kind of 4 or 5 years. And so, yeah, I've been everything from size 8 to 18 to 20. At my heaviest, when I last weighed myself at my heaviest, I was 104 kilograms. I know I went above that, but I stopped weighing myself because it just, freaked me out too much. I am going to show you a little picture. So that was
wow.
That was me at 30. I was 104. Then I was, in my 40s. I got down to 88, and now that's me on the other side now, at music festivals, dancing and dress ups, all these things that I could never do. So I picked up food from a very young age. I've heard in previous, speakers that you've had on previous episodes about repression. There's been a lot of talk about repression, and I learned to repress my feelings first with food. So, like sugar was a big thing. I have a memory of my friend stealing mascara, and I stole jelly crystals, and I was eating them from the packet. And so, sugar became a really big thing in my life through my kind of childhood and teens, and then alcohol came into my life, and I'm 21 years sober, so I've recovered from that. And then thank you. And when I recovered from alcohol, the food then came back in. And when I was drinking, I used to go to different liquor stores and go, oh, how many bottles do you think I need for a party of 6? I was just buying it for me. And I stopped doing that with the food, going to different dairies, and I just went to the same dairy every single day at the end and got the 3 or 4 big Memphis Big Hokies because I just didn't care anymore. I didn't care what they thought. Every single time I would get down to a healthy weight and feel good in myself, I would then put it all back on plus more. Yeah.
So you were observing a pattern but not understanding it sounds like.
Yeah, I don't even know if I was totally aware of the pattern at that point either. It just happened. It's now with the benefit of hindsight and all the healing work that I've done, I can see the pattern so clearly. It's so, like one of the biggest triggers for me was unwanted male attention. So, I would drop the weight. I'd start to look a bit more attractive, maybe slimmer. And it could just be a work colleague would say, whoa, Lorraine, you're looking a bit all right. And that was a trigger in my brain. Scary. Oh no, like I need to put the weight, and it's not conscious.
Yeah.
It was just happening. And
yeah.
I wasn't even aware of it. Emotions, stress. I was a huge emotional eater. Happy, sad, mad, glad, whatever. Like, yeah, let's celebrate. Let's have some food. Bored, I need to eat. I'm lonely, I need to eat. There were so many emotional triggers for me. I would come home and I would sit feeling lonely, eating my loneliness.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved it. I loved the taste. I loved the flavor. I loved the feeling of the sugar high. And there's the word love. So anything you connect pleasure to using the word love, your mind will take you towards. So anytime I had any pain, my mind would be like, oh, here, have an ice cream, you know, like, oh, you've got some shoulder pain, have a cake, you know, because it's going to make you feel better. In the moment while you're eating it, you might feel okay. But immediately afterwards, you feel guilt, shame, remorse. And then you have to do it again because the mind goes, oh, pain, guilt, shame, remorse, that's pain. Have another ice cream. And then you're just going around and around in this cycle.
So what then sort of got you to make the decision to start working on this pattern and change this?
After my 40th birthday party, I came home in the middle of the night, supposedly after like the most happiest birthday party, and I had 3 or 4 ice creams at 1 o'clock in the morning. I drove to 4 petrol stations to find the Memphis Big Hokies because it had to be that, you know, like, and I went to bed feeling miserable. I'd eaten the 4 Big Hokies, a box of scorched almonds, and felt so sick. I couldn't lie on my back because it hurt. I couldn't lie on my stomach. I literally was in the fetal position. And I believe that I called out to my higher power, universe, God, whatever you choose to believe in, and was kind of like, something's got to change. I can't go on like this. And I turned my phone on as a pure distraction, as I need something to just turn my head off because I couldn't do it. And the Marissa Peer video was the first thing that came on YouTube. So I thought, what the hell, I'll watch it. That was at about 4:30 a.m. At 5:30 a.m. I was sitting in my lounge making a vision board, listening, binge watching her videos. I watched every single video of hers that I could find. I watched some of them over and over again. I realized, oh my God, I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not slim enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not smart enough. You know, like everything had come down to this belief of I'm not enough. And that had caused me to be alcoholic, that I'm not enough because I'm alcoholic. Oh, I'm not enough because I'm overweight, all these different things. And it was literally like an explosion in my head. And I stopped overeating that morning. I had my last big hokie.
Wow.
Yeah, without even having the hypnotherapy, without even doing it. I had my last big hokie at 5:30 in the morning using these techniques that I'd picked up in these videos. I consciously ate it. I changed some stuff around it, and I haven't had a big hokie since April 2017.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I was like, right, I'm on this journey. Now the story is, number one, I am enough. You know, I'm worthy, I'm lovable.
Yeah.
I look up right now and I see I am strong, I am beautiful, I am enough. I go to my bathroom, it's on my bathroom wall. Marissa says, put it on your mirrors. And the first video I watched, she said, write it on your mirrors. And she tells a story about the guy with lipstick. And I had whiteboard markers. And do you know what my head said? Your handwriting's not even enough. Because I do. I have terrible handwriting. But you know what? I think that most intelligent people in the world have really bad handwriting. So that's my story.
So tell me about that. So this is just fascinating stuff. But for our listeners out there, the importance of affirmations, because we've been an inner critic all our lives.
Yes. Well, if you say you love something, your mind will take you towards it. If you say you hate something, your mind will take you away from it. So if you hate the gym, if you hate exercise, your mind's not going to motivate you to exercise. So that was one of the things I learned from Marissa, the love and hate. So I thought, right, I'm going to try this out. So I started to say it. I love 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 it. And I didn't love it, you know, because I was 90 kilograms. It was hard to run up those stairs. It was hard to do all those things, but I just kept saying it anyway. And what happened was one morning, middle of winter, pissing down with rain, cold and miserable. My alarm went off, pitch black. And I was like, nah, I'm not going. And then my mind said to me, you love Aqua Boot Camp. And I literally found myself getting out of bed, putting on my togs as if someone else had taken me over. And I realized that the biofeedback machine of the brain was now working. I'd love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, I just danced on Saturday night, ran on Sunday night, danced 2 hours on Monday night, did boot camp last night. And I don't have to say I love it, I love it, I love it anymore, because I do love it. So and it all started with that. Yes, I've had the therapy that I do. I've had to shift those old beliefs. I've had to go to my past and see where some of these things came from, the unwanted male attention, the emotional eating, just even those beliefs of, you know, that childhood, when I'm old enough, I'm going to eat as much ice cream as I want, changing those beliefs. I've done all of that, but the language is really important. So love and hate is really important. Choice. I'm choosing to do this and I'm choosing to feel great about it. And I have to do that consistently, constantly. You know, I listen all the time to my own hypnotic recordings, to hypnosis, you know, sessions that I've had with other therapists. You know, heal thyself. You know, you've got to keep doing the work. And so, but I have affirmations in my shower. I constantly say them. 8 every morning, my phone tells me I'm worthy and I'm enough. You know, like I have it all the time. I have it visually around me, in my ears, out my mouth, constantly.
So from that morning when you woke up after your 40th and you started this really strong journey of, you know, learning that you are enough, how long do you think it took you till you actually believed, oh yeah, I am enough?
Oh, good question. So I came across Marissa in the April. I was training with her in the June, July. That's how quick that was. Like I was like, right, I'm going to do this and become the therapist. But for me, then I still had my own journey in that first year. I would say easily that first year I was toing and froing. And even now, sometimes the old thing will pop up and I still have to go, no, that's just not true. You know, I am enough. I literally say to myself, stop, you know, to stop that inner critic.
Yeah.
And I say, what can I change that to? You know, if it's feelings, because my history is so big on repression, I don't want a positive thinking Pollyanna out the feelings. So I allow myself to grieve. I allow myself to get angry. I've got a wooden broomstick that I smack the spare bed with if I'm angry. I've got a pile of stuff at my partner's that I smash. I mean, you can watch videos of me doing it on my website. I move the emotions through I feel the emotions, and then I choose to think something positive about myself. Then I choose to go, you know what, I'm enough even though I'm feeling angry. I'm enough even though I'm sad. I'm enough even though I might be feeling lonely right now. You know, I'm feeling enough, you know, like hungry. I do a technique with clients: hungry, angry, lonely, tired. So when I feel the urge to do something, you know, that's an addictive behavior or an old habit, am I hungry? Am I angry, anxious, feeling any feeling? Am I lonely? Am I tired? Or am I thirsty? I add in. And then I address the real need, heighten the reality. So if I have pain because of what I've eaten, I heighten that. And I say, see, it just isn't really good. Like when I have something sugary, I get furry teeth. I get really bad heartburn or indigestion. My stomach bloats. Excuse me, everyone. I get gas and fart a lot. You know, like that's the reality of what the sugar does to me. For that moment of going, yum, this tastes really nice. Was it worth all of that?
So when you have when you do feel like a nice little treat and you're picking something healthy, what sort of things would give you that pleasure of a treat that are not sugar?
Yeah, so I get a thing, they're called wallaby bites, a dark chocolate, orange and almond wallaby bite. It's like a little muesli bar with dark chocolate. They're gluten-free because I'm gluten-free. And so I'll allow myself to have them every so often. I do have snackables a lot. That's a go-to kind of snack for me. So it's a natural sugar. It's dates and nuts and things like that. So that kind of does give me that sensation. So when I'm eating a mandarin, I'm like, oh my God, it's so delicious. It's so juicy. And then when I want something sugary, what's my mind going to go? Well, a mandarin, you know?
You know, I did the raw food diet for 3 months once, just as a challenge with friends. And in the first month, I actually just felt depressed. It felt like there was nothing I could eat that I wanted to eat. And I lost far too much weight because weight loss was never the goal. I was slim anyway. And I was losing a kilo a week and I was getting so thin. I was thinking, am I going to have to give up this diet? But then I learned about all the like cashew nut cheesecakes and using more nuts and coconut oil and all the things that, you know, pack quite a calorie punch, but don't have sugar and dairy and gluten and all that. And once I had my treats back in, then I was quite happy because I like having some dessert or, you know, an afternoon little treat. And so I found these natural treats that were really good. But the first day after I finished, my friend's child had a birthday party and there was all this chocolate brownie on the table. I'm like, oh yes, go to pick up the chocolate brownie, one mouthful, and it tasted disgusting. Like if you've desensitized your taste buds to sugar, it's absolutely awful. I couldn't even eat it. And
I mean, Little Bird's quite good for the raw slices and things
best
like that.
cheesecakes ever. Those Little Bird ones are better than a sugary dairy cheesecake.
You can still get addicted to those too, though, right?
Totally.
I think that's such a good tool to use, and I think it's called neuro-associated conditioning. when you apply, obviously pain and pleasure towards something that you should be doing and not what you should be doing. So that's friggin' awesome. I think it's the leverage that we need to find too, don't you think, Lorraine? Because most people know what they need to do, but they don't know how to do it. And it's at a time when they feel that they need to, at a time where it's the lowest, or they had a crisis point where they make that change then, because our minds, I guess it's like they call it scotoma, where you're just so focused on something you can't see anything but that, like that red car that you buy, you see it everywhere you go.
If we can program that ourselves, if you're aware of that, you can program that to what you want. I've got a picture of me on the bathroom wall with what I call my slimming statement that says, I am slim, fit and healthy. I love my body. I eat healthily. I exercise regularly. I love what I do. I dance, I swim, I bounce on trampolines, all these things. I read that when it wasn't true, and looked at that picture of me at 60 something kilograms, and now I sit 67, 68 kilograms consistently, and so it's like, if you can train that to take you towards what you want, then you'll get motivated. Sometimes people won't be able to do that consciously because there's a subconscious need to be overweight, which is stronger than the conscious. So, I consciously want to be slim, fit and healthy. I consciously want to go to the gym, but the subconscious is going, you need to be overweight for protection. I'm keeping you fat to keep you safe. That's going to outweigh how much we consciously work, which is what I love about what happened to me and what I do, is because it gets into that subconscious where we can change what's going on at a subconscious level.
So that's how you addressed that belief, was it, through your rapid transformational therapy, was to get rid of. So what's your new belief about safety around men and being slim?
So I am slim, I am safe, I am strong, and I can protect myself with my voice. I've got a strong voice. And do you know what's the most interesting thing? I felt most of my life that there was always unwanted male attention. I always felt that there was someone interested in me that I didn't want to be interested in me, or someone like clawing at me or something like that. Since I've done this work, it doesn't happen. And I feel like I'm the slimmest, sexiest, most attractive I've ever been in my life. And it doesn't happen because I'm not looking for it. I'm not expecting it. And I know that I can protect myself if it happens.
You've given some really good tools, because I love the fact that you've said that affirmations are important, right? We all know that. But sometimes our brain will tell us, BS, what a load of crap. Because consciously you're thinking about it, and subconsciously it's reacting to it in a different way. So you've given us a few tools. What other ways do you think you could change that subconscious thinking pattern?
So I think it's like the mind loves what's familiar. So you've got to make what's familiar unfamiliar. So for me, I sat on the same couch eating ice cream, binge watching TV. So change the couch.
Awesome.
You open the fridge, the Coke's always there, or the alcohol or whatever, put the water there. So it's break the pattern. Don't go to, like when I first stopped drinking, I couldn't be around alcohol for a while. Now it doesn't bother me whatsoever. Don't go to those same places. You've got to change. So you've got to change the environment, but change the thought patterns, but also bring in the objections. So when I was standing in the mirror, I am slim, fit and healthy. I am enough. I am lovable, and all of this kind of stuff. And again, you can watch me doing it on my website. It's quite hilarious because I overdo it, right? There's even me in the shower doing it in the shower. You can't see anything, but bring in the objections. So I could do it right now. I could say, I am enough. No, you're not. Look at your frown lines. I go, I'm enough even though I've got frown lines, I am enough, no, you're not. Look at your hair, I'm enough even though I've got, regrowth in my hair, I'm enough. Oh no, look, you look a bit tired. I'm enough even though I'm looking tired. I'm enough. Boy, you've still got a bit of a belly, Lorraine. I'm enough even with my belly, that's the challenging one. Bring in the objections, because then you're not fighting them, because what we resist persists. So if I'm resisting something, it's just going to keep getting louder. Like feelings are like children. Mummy, 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 mummy. And then you go, yes, darling. And then they quieten down because they've got the attention. It's the same thing within us.
Mm.
You know, the issues get louder and louder and louder until we turn to them and go, right, you know, anxiety, hello, anxiety. You know, hello, anxiety, my old friend. You know, like, why are you here? What do you have? Why are you here? And they go, because you're not safe. You're not safe. You know, no, you know what? I am safe. You know, it's like, talk to yourself as if you're your best friend, your mentor, your cheerleader, your guide, whatever, your coach. You know, come on, you can do it. You've got this. Think, oh, I'm not doing so good. Well, then what do I need to shift so that I get back to that place where I was feeling good? What was I doing then? I was meditating more often. Right. I need to meditate again. I was doing that. You know, like, what can I do to shift and change those things?
Excellent.
Nice.
Bloody good stuff.
There have been so much like wonderful direct technique ideas, which I love, and what you've shared with us, Lorraine. It doesn't just apply to weight loss. I mean, anyone can listen to this and apply these techniques just to their own, whatever their issue is, their own well-being. We'll put your website at the end of the movie, so if people want to come and watch those movies you're talking about, they can find them, and they can contact you if they want to do some rapid transformational therapy sessions. And if you got any sort of last words you'd like to say to someone watching this who's right at the start of that journey, they're sitting here, you know, 20, 30, 40 kilos overweight, it feels overwhelming, they've tried, nothing works.
You know, I'm starting to laugh because already I'm going to go, you are not alone. You know, like,
Nice.
which I've heard so many of your other guest speakers say when you've asked the same question. I was like, that's my answer. And I thought, I'll do it slightly different. I'll sing it. Seek out people that have been through what you've been through, because they're just slightly ahead of you. Even if they're only a week ahead of you, they can give you some advice. Break it down. Like break it down. I did one aqua boot camp a week. One. That's what I started with. And if you're really struggling, whether it's me or Mel or Richie, someone, get help. There's no shame in asking for help, because we all need help.
The record holder in my clients is having lost 38 kilos. So not quite your 42, but so close. Yeah, she lost 38 kilos, and she said that, you know, after doing the switch, it was, you know, there was no effort. She never dieted, never.
Yeah.
She simply released the issues that made her comfort eat all the time, and then it was easy not to do it, and the weight just dropped.
One extra tip you said, and I might have said it as well, lost weight. When you've lost something, you want to find it, you want to get it back. So I say dropped weight, reduced weight, let go, shed, and then that just one little mind flick can help some people not find the weight again.
Nice. Great languaging.
Yeah, it's language. It's
all
so important.
languaging.
The mind, the subconscious mind is literal. It takes everything literally. So if you say, I'm a loser, then you're going to feel like a loser, because it's like, oh, well, okay. It doesn't care whether it's right or wrong, good or bad. If you say, I am fat, I used to get up in the morning and look in the mirror and go, oh, I'm fat. I'm so fat. I'm fat. I'm fat. The mind took it literally. I was fat, you know. Then I started to say, I am slim, fit and healthy. I am slim, fit and healthy. And then all of a sudden I am slim, fit and healthy.
So Richie, what was your favorite highlights from today?
You know what? Everything that we've studied, I love the fact that, Lorraine, you had to break patterns. And it's a pattern interrupter, which I'm friggin' very, I'm in love with it. And so for that, just giving us all the tools, but pattern interruption is so important. And I thank you for your story and your knowledge and your tools that you've shared today. And that was my big takeaway. What about yourself, Mel?
I liked hearing how multifaceted Lorraine's approach was. Like, you know, realizing I need to change the I'm not enough. And I need to change all the links I have that I love this, I love that, and you know, and changing, you know, all the behaviors with the talk in her head, and like, you know, there's so many different things that you put in place all at once, you know, and I think that sounded really powerful to me to you know, and you know, the way you change your couch and your fridge and your mirrors, and like there was just a lot of things all going on, and they all came together for you. Which I found, really interesting, and that can apply to anything. So, so thanks enormously, Lorraine.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
So our next week's story, we are going to be talking about great sex. a topic that everyone wants, but not that many people are willing to talk about. And our guest is going to be none other than the fabulous Lorraine. She's back next week. So Lorraine has had many journeys in her life, a journey of giving up alcohol, drugs, smoking, dropping weight. She's also gone from being very sexually blocked to this is the woman who has 6 orgasms when she has sex. Don't we all want that? So tune in next week to hear about how to have many more orgasms and get over your sexual blocks. See you then.